is Professor M. Atahar Ali. I think he does not need any introduction in Bangladesh. He's a brilliant cardiologist, a clinical cardiologist, an interventional cardiologist, and then electrophysiologist. He started his journey as a cardiologist in National Institute of Cardiovascular Diseases, and he's considered to be the pioneer of electrophysiology in Bangladesh, and he set up an electrocardiology department in National Institute of Cardiovascular Disease in Bangladesh. He was guided by Dr. Rafiq Ahmed from USA. He retired recently and he joined in Evercare Hospital, where he established an electrophysiology department and the department of the heart failure. He did a lot of device implantation in NICBD, and he knows every constant corner of the electrophysiology in Bangladesh, beginning from the very start of the journey to till now. May I request Professor M. Atahar Ali to deliver his speech? Please,
thank you,
Professor M. Atahar Ali.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Khalik Azman, for nice introduction, and thanks, Dr. Firoz Ahmed, also for Mahmudullah Firoz for being with us, and Honorable Chairperson, respectable panelist, and dear participants. Good afternoon. And Dr. Khalik Azman, may I share my screen?
Sir.
Can you see my slide?
Okay, sir. Good. Nicely seen and nicely heard. You can continue.
Okay, thank you very much, and thanks, organizer, for giving me the opportunity to talk in such big forum. My my speaking engagement is in this meeting is sponsored by the Novartis Bangladesh Limited. This is the financial disclosure. And my talk is heart failure management from drugs to device in Bangladesh. That is, focus is Bangladesh. So, dear Honorable Chairperson, Bangladesh is a small country, but it hosts more than 2% of the world population, and it stands 8th in population number in the world. So this is the Bangladesh. And before going to the main talk, I give some ideas about the heart failure status in Bangladesh. But unfortunately, we don't have our own data. And just for assumption, I can just projected the data from the US data, as because the US population is 332 million and Bangladeshi population is 160 million, just half. So the US data is standard. There is no own data, our prevalence, incidence, and regarding the mortality. So on these 3 points, I have extrapolated the data from the US data. As for example, the prevalence of heart failure in United States is 6.5 million. And that should be nearly 3 million in Bangladesh, as can be projected from this data. And the incidence is nearly 1 lakh in United States. And that should be nearly 50,000 in Bangladesh. That is, in each year, 50,000 heart failure patients are being added to the ongoing pool. And the last mortality, this is universal, the global findings, that is nearly 50% of the patients die within 5 years of diagnosis. So from this point, we can expect what is the burden of heart failure in Bangladesh. And this is the timeline of the heart failure management. And you will be surprised to see there was only diuretics and digitalis for the treatment of heart failure just 40 years ago. The dramatic changes and improvement has occurred since 1980s. And for the new innovation or addition of the new, that is the documented drug, that is the drug for the proven benefit, it took about 1 year, 1 decade. As for example, in the decades of the 90s, just vasodilators comes in place. In the 90s, angiotensin convertase enzyme inhibitors. And in the 2000, the revolution came when the ICD and CRT was started to use in the treatment of the heart failure. and 2010s onwards, ARNI, SG12 just discussed. So this is the timeline. We can see what is the actually dramatic changes that have seen the heart failure management over the just 40 years. It was very previous, even just 40 years ago in the 1980s. And there are some of the newer drugs. These are the pipeline. This is the nesritide, urodilantine. These are some of the drugs. These are under the trial. Hopefully they will be proved there, either they will be used or not used. Or these are not still not recommended for the use for the heart failure, but these are under the trial in the different small studies. So this is the timeline for the heart failure management. And this is already discussed by the Gonzalez. That is the beta blocker, AC inhibitor, and aldosterone antagonist. These three are the main pool that form the triple therapy. This is very effective for the treatment of the heart failure. And these three drugs can reduce the mortality compared to the placebo. As for example, the AC inhibitor 16%, beta blocker 30%, 34%, aldosterone antagonist 30%, and the receptor blocker 70%. And most important information is that the benefits are additive. That is, when the triple therapy is given, there will be additions of the benefits. That is, the each of the drug contribute their own benefits, and the total cumulative benefit will be the additive. So this is the very dramatic response for the heart failure treatment, and this is the reason why the triple therapy is very much useful, and that is popular. That is also practiced in Bangladesh. That is the triple therapy. But this is not the end. Despite the triple therapy, still there is mortality. That is the increased number of the mortality. And the introduction of the ARNI and SGLT2 inhibitors, just already discussed about their benefits and recommendation, the guideline. These two drugs also added some benefits to the total benefits previously stated. As for example, the total mortality benefit is 74% and absolute mortality reduction is 26%. So these are the two drugs, and all these four drugs makes the quadruple therapy. So previously it was the triple therapy. Now it is the quadruple therapy, just already discussed by the Gonzalez. And this is already practiced also in Bangladesh. So this is the additional mortality benefit. And from this slide, you can see the addition of the newer and newer drug or the devices is just addition of the life to the patient. As for example, you can see the bar, length of the bar on the left side, that is the beta blocker. When the angiotensin convertase enzyme inhibitors are added, the bar is increased in the length, that is the further mortality benefit. When it is, when this treatment is added with the ICD, again further mortality benefit. When the ICD with the anticoagulation for the atrial fibrillation, further mortality benefit. And finally, when CRT is one of the modal treatment, and it also increases the further mortality benefit. So addition of the treatment, not only the single treatment is unique for the patient, it is the addition of the treatment, addition of the drug, that is the triple therapy, quadruple therapy. And when still the patient is the risk, the quadruple therapy is added with some devices. So finally, it is the drugs and devices that forms the main platform for the treatment of the heart failure. That is also practiced in Bangladesh. This is the drugs and devices. Neither the drugs nor the device alone are suitable for the treatment of the heart failure. For the mortality benefit, for the quality of the improvement of the quality of the life, it is the combination of the drugs and device that produce the platform of the treatment of the heart failure. As because drugs and device, both effects are additive, benefits of additive. So this is the drugs and device that forms the triple. So Bangladesh has entered into the arena of the heart failure device management in the year of 2008, and in electrophysiology in 2004. And the man in the screen, Dr. Rafiq Ahmed, we always feel honored to remember this person, as because he has got the great contribution, pioneering role for the development of the electrophysiology and the device therapy in Bangladesh. So we must always salute this person, Dr. Rafiq Ahmed. And these are the devices that are currently practiced in Bangladesh. That is, we are routinely using. That is ICD, CRT, and newly the His bundle pacing. But we have to need to develop Impella, ECMO, LVAD. These are not being practiced in Bangladesh. Still, we have to develop these fields. but we have already developed this field. That is, we are already good some expertise and facilities for the implementation of the ICD, CRT, and his bundle pacing. But these things we have to develop further, as because these are the things, these are the treatment modalities which are essential for the bridge to the recovery, bridge to the transplant, or ultimately the destination therapy, and ultimately with the goal of the heart transplant. These are the essential in between this treatment and the heart transplant therapy. So these are the fields we have to develop further. And this is the one of the example of the CRT therapy. This therapy is routinely practiced in Bangladesh. Particularly, we use the class 1 or class 2A criteria. All the devices in Bangladesh, possibly we follow most of the cases. That is the class 1 or the class 2A criteria for the implantation of the resynchronization therapy. And this is the one of the example where the beautiful development of the ECG happened after the implantation of the CRT therapy. And this is the class 1 criteria, that is the sinus rhythm, LV morphology, QRS duration more than 150. And all the cases, that is the guideline directed medical management has been proved failed, and ejection fraction is 35%. So this is the class 1 criteria, and this is the class 2A criteria. So these are the cases, these are the conditions, these are the situations that is practiced in Bangladesh. That is the CRT therapy, that is the implantation of the CRT in Bangladesh. And this is the ICD therapy. This is also practiced in Bangladesh since 2008. And all the cases, we also here follow the class 1 or class 2A criteria. As for example, in cases of the post-MI cases, 40 days post-MI ejection fraction less than 30 or 30%, or in case of the non-ischemic cardiomyopathy, the same ejection fraction, but the patient is more symptomatic. But we add the following criteria for the selection of the patient with this criteria. We do not use this criteria alone. With this criteria, we try to combine either of these. That is, the patient either has got the syncope, or the patient has got the documented VT, or that is the PVC. So either of this criteria in combination with this criteria, we follow for the selection of the patient for the ICD therapies. This is also developed, that is used in Bangladesh. And finally, recently, this has been introduced in Bangladesh, also in this subcontinent. This is one of the challenging therapy and possibly encouraging therapy for the heart failure patient. That is the His bundle pacing, or the pacing of the conduction system. In this case, this is very much rewarding and encouraging, especially for the Bangladeshis, because it is less costly, but disadvantage is that it takes the long learning curve. Cost is less than the conventional CRT, but it takes the long learning curve. But if the financial thing is considered, this should be one of the good suitable option for the Bangladeshi patient. And these are the, again, some hopes that when the classic CRT is not fits the criteria, these are the cases, that is the non-LBB, that is the class 2B criteria, non-LBB or RBB, or where the CRT are non-responders. This can be the one of the suitable responders. That is the conventional His bundle pacing or conduction system pacing may be indicated in this situation, or in situation where there is classic indications for the CRT therapy. So this can be one of the good option for the Bangladeshi patient, particularly because of that is the longevity of these devices are longer and the cost is less. So this is also practiced in Bangladesh, and it has been started in the last year. So this is one of the good option. But one of the important thing is that if we see this slide, that is from the 2016 to 2020, you see the number of the CRT implantation around 50. There is no dramatic changes in the number since over the periods of the 5 years. Also, the numbers of figures are also similar in case of the ICD. That is, the implantation rate of ICD and CRT almost static over the last 5 years. The numbers are collected from the industry sales report. There is no published data, and these numbers are collected from the industry sales report. More important is that if we convert this figure in per million basis, it is the CRT implantation rate in Bangladesh is less than 1. That is nearly 0.35 per million of population, and ICD implantation rate is 0.43 per million of population. And if we compare this figure, you can see the annual implantation rate in USA is nearly 500. In India is nearly 8, but in Bangladesh, it is less than 1, that is a 0.35. And therapy access of the patient, that is those patients who has the criteria, that is the class 1 criteria for having this treatment, only 80% of the patient, nearly 80% of the patient in the developed countries in Europe and America can get the scope to have this therapy. It is nearly 10% in case of the India, but the number of is still, it is very much difficult to calculate as because it is actually uncertain in Bangladesh, that is less than, a fraction of less than 1. So this is the CRT access and implantation rate in Bangladesh. Also, in case of the ICD therapy, we can see this is the 2013 data and collected from the White Book of the Asia Pacific Heart Rhythm Society. You can see this is the number of the ICD implantation in New Zealand, Singapore, Korea. In all the cases, even in the 2080, the number of the ICD implantation in that is the New Zealand was 124. In Singapore was 553, and even in India it was the significantly that is the Malaysia, Thailand, and India it is more than that is the 1.5. But in case of Bangladesh, it is less than 1, that is nearly less than even 0.5. So the implantation rate of the ICD therapy, that is the New Zealand 124 per million, Japan 50, India 15, and the Bangladesh is 0.54. So this is the situation of the implantation rate and access of the devices in Bangladesh. This is the situation. We have got the expertise, but this is a factor. And what is the challenge actually? Why it happened? As because in case of the drugs, we are using this, but still the introduction of that the AC repeater RNA is still underused, and the adherence of the physician to the guideline is less than expected. And many of our patients has got the comorbidities like CKD, CLD, and COPD. And atrial fibrillation and hyperkalemia are common in the natural course of this heart failure patient. So these are the some problem or challenges for the management of the heart failure in Bangladesh for the drugs, and for the devices. We face these challenges, particularly the finance, awareness, adherence to the guidelines, and the number of the skilled operators in the countries. So for the device management, these are the problems we face in Bangladesh, but we have to still overcome. And these are the areas we need to develop in Bangladesh, particularly practice of the guidelines for the evidence-based medicine and care delivery. We need the heart failure team. And for the education, we need the education of both the patients and the nurse. And for the prevention, we have to encourage both the primary and secondary prevention of the heart failure. So these are the areas we need to develop in Bangladesh. And we are here. Now we are here and we have to go there. So this is the long way we have to travel. So this is the situation in Bangladesh. We are here and we have a target, we have a dream to go there. So we have to long distance we have to cover, and we have to long problems we have to face. So this is the situation in Bangladesh. And thanks everybody for their patience sharing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor M. Adar Ali, for your nice talk on the drug and device therapy in Bangladesh from beginning till now. And you have nicely described the obstacles of the limitations of the therapy in our Bangladesh, in the context of Bangladesh. Now, I will request discussants, chairpersons to have any comments or any questions regarding the presentation and the topics that has been delivered.
I have one question to Professor Adar Ali, sir.
Welcome, Ashok.
So what do you think about why so much less penetration of the device in our population? One factor is economy. I think that economy is not always a factor, because so much money the common people are utilizing for stenting and CABG. When they are asked for CRT or ICD, they are very much reluctant. And whenever they used to go to other cardiologists or medicine specialists, they usually got inhibited by them. Many of the cases I have seen that there is a belief that this is not so much effective therapy. So what is your message to the medicine specialist or the cardiologist, those who are not actually so much interested in this device therapy?
So thank you, Ashok, for your nice question. And I think that this is the question for everybody, as because actually it is the practice of the guidelines. I think the practice of the guidelines can solve all the problems, as because if we follow the guidelines, we have to refer the patient in the appropriate location. We have to recommend. So if a patient has got the ejection fraction less than 30, patient has got the syncope, sustained VT, but we are not recommending the ICD or the like this. So we have to follow the guidelines. I think it is the practice of the guidelines and awareness of the physicians are more important than the awareness of the patient. So I think it is the awareness of the physician and it is the practice of the guidelines that can solve the problems.
Thank you, sir.
Ashok?
The same thing happened when initially we started angiogram in 2000 or around 2000. Most of the people, most of the physicians, they are very much reluctant to send the patient for angiogram. Now the situation is different. The patient themselves comes to us.
But here the situation is somewhat reverse, as because
I have some observation.
Yes, sir.
In this regards, regarding electrophysiology of Bangladesh, we have two renowned electrophysiologists. One is Mr. Atar Ali, another is Mohsin. Problem is that what I mean, this is people's awareness, and most of the institute and medical college of Bangladesh, even they do not so much aware regarding this best treatment in Bangladesh. I think it is one of the best regarding people. If we motivate the people, we actually indicate patient, so many patients in our country. So when patient, after so many doctors for medical college, they have in district level hospital, the last up to me, then I tell the patient, please go to Professor Atar for your proper treatment. I think we should make the awareness of the patient that this type of treatment is the best option. It is going on in our country.
Dr. Ashok, I want to add that awareness should start from myself, should start from cardiologists. Our
Yes.
young cardiologist or non-invasive cardiologist, they are not aware. How medicine specialist will be aware?
Yes,
So
yes.
we should be aware first, then entire medical community, then printing media, electric media, to know that these are the therapies, these are the treatments available in country,
Yeah.
then political leaders, involvement of the political leaders, only then it will be very much available and patient will be benefited.
I have got a
Even
comment. I have got a comment for you, sir. Ata sir,
Okay.
do you think making improving the number of skilled manpower, the persons who can
Yes.
implement ICD and CRT will increase the number of cases?
yes, I think this is one of the option. That is if the operators, as because operators is also one of the factor. But I think the first of all, it is the practice of the guidelines. Unless we practice the guidelines, this problem cannot be solved. There are the many, a patient, actually give consultation with the many of the doctors. You see, none of the doctors actually recommend that you need this kind of the therapy.
Yes.
So this is the common situation. Yes, if the number of the operators are increased, definitely the problem, that is the number of the procedure will be increased. But I think that the first of all, as because you see, over the periods of 12 years, starting from 2008, over the last 12 years, the number of ICD and CRT implementation rate is around 50 per year. There is no change. There is no change.
Another,
Atar bhai,
if Athar bhai does not mind, my observation is another observation in this aspect. There are some manpower in this country and dedicated, remain acting in so many hospitals, and they got trained in this subject, but after getting the training from outside, they are not practicing in our country. This is a great problem, I think. This is also a problem in our country.
No, this is not the Fazlur Rahman sir. This is not the problem. Not also in not only in our country. I have seen in India, many of the juniors, they used to practice or they used to train up with EPS and device, and subsequently they have switched over to the coronaries. I have seen many of my juniors, many of my friends. So possibly that is the different issue regarding the monetary factor is one of the important reasons.
In this connection, may I request
may I
Professor
ask a question?
Chaudhuri Hafizul Hassan
Yes, sir.
from USA. He's come to Bangladesh on and off. Please give you a comment about the perspective of the Bangladesh regarding the device therapy in Bangladesh.
Device and electrification.
Why there are so much
So my
scarcity of-
question is that, you know, we are too much into coronaries, and there are many reasons for that. But do we have any established heart failure clinics? Because I tell you that even in our practice with about 25 cardiologists, we often see that the heart failure care is not optimal until we send the patient to the established heart failure clinic. In the heart, it is a comprehensive approach, and in heart failure clinic, often you get that, and also it helps in terms of, you know, we can quote papers after papers that established heart failure clinics, the reduction in hospitalization and getting the guidelines directed therapy, all this. And we have like nurse practitioners also who help the heart failure clinic. And you can get device therapy monitoring, you know, you talk about CardioMIM. So I think maybe it is time that we dedicate our resources for training heart failure specialists and also establish heart failure clinics to address these issues. Probably starting from the institution. I think that's probably better.
May I
if
add
that's
something?
the question,
Next.
Dr. Abdullah Jamil, who is also an electrophysiologist, please give your comment in a very
I
Short.
just want to add to
Make it very
Chaudhary
short.
Hafiz Bhai. I want to add to Chaudhary Hafiz Bhai that heart failure clinic is difficult to establish in our country. Mostly as because no physician nor cardiologist want to lose their patient. They are afraid of if they send the patient to the heart failure clinic, they are not going to get back that patient. So no one is going to send the patient to me to follow up after putting a device or something like that, or a patient diagnosed as heart failure. That is the main hindrance for establishing a heart failure clinic in Bangladesh. Thank you.